An 11-year-old boy discovers a girl buried in sand. Here is what happened. Alyssa Bostic was trapped alive at the beach in a collapsed sand cave, which was a terrifying experience. The 5-year-old child had a near-death experience during a fun day at Marina Dunes, California, just over 2 years ago. Luckily, there was a young hero nearby when everything occurred. Connor Fitzgerald, then 11, dug her up, sprang into action, and even administered CPR. Before their parents arrived and requested assistance, he prevented the girl's death. Small Alyssa believed the sand cave would be sturdy. Sadly, as she was attempting to climb inside, it collapsed. Alyssa, Connor, and a few other children were excavating sizable caverns in the sand, as reported by KSBW8. Alyssa decided to enter one of the caverns because she was small enough to fit inside. That's when it all fell apart, burying her entirely. After several minutes of being unable to breathe, she passed out. No adults or parents were in the area. The nearest adults were a quarter of a mile away. Connor jumped to her defense right away. While the other children hurried to find aid, he was able to dig her up and start CPR. There she was interred. At the scene, Connor said, "I started digging up here because that's where her head is after I saw her bag. She appeared to be lying in this spot." He pointed to the locations he mentioned. "The girls came running up, so I picked her up, dragged her a little bit off the hill, like over there, and I started doing CPR," he recalled. As Connor brought Alyssa out, he said that she had sand in her mouth and eyes, and that her body was limp. Connor realized that instead of waiting for her to awaken on her own, he needed to perform CPR. He watched the American television series NCIS and learned how to perform CPR. Thankfully, Connor revived the child, and she started breathing again. Though it's unclear if Connor did CPR correctly, he had the right attitude, which allowed him to save Alyssa. Connor refused to allow uncertainty or dread to overcome him. A lot of children in Connor's shoes would have objected out of fear or uncertainty. Connor faced the challenge head-on and made the decision he knew was right, disregarding any hesitation. His bravery and intelligence make his father proud. Mr. Fitzgerald hurried to assist Connor, while Alyssa's dad dialed 911. After a few minutes, the paramedics showed up, and they verified that Connor had been Alyssa's savior. After the terrible event, Alyssa says she feels good and has fully healed. Bruce Delgado, the mayor of Marina, learned of Connor's bravery at the beach. Like everyone else, he was struck by such confidence and fearlessness. At the following council meeting, Connor will receive recognition for his bravery, the mayor disclosed. The young Superman deserves it. Is it essential to educate children on first aid techniques? Certainly. If a youngster is old enough to understand the gravity of a situation and remember what to do, they can be taught first aid techniques. It's possible that Connor picked up CPR unintentionally, which might have been crucial in preserving young Alyssa. There will inevitably be accidents where and when children play. While all first aid techniques are essential, teaching children abdominal thrusts, mouth-to-mouth resuscitation, and cardiopulmonary resuscitation, CPR, is one of the most crucial lessons. Although it is believed that children as young as 9 years old can learn CPR techniques, their physical strength may prevent them from doing so. By encouraging the heart to start pumping blood again, CPR helps the brain receive oxygen. An artificial ventilation method called mouth-to-mouth is used to force air into the lungs. When a person has water in their lungs, is unconscious, or is unable to breathe, these two approaches are used. When someone is choking and cannot cough up the obstruction, typically food morsels, they perform abdominal thrusts. It is imperative that both children and adults have these abilities at their fingertips. In critical situations, every second matters. If Connor had not responded right away, Alyssa might not have made it through the trauma. Luckily, that was the exact time the hero in him came out. He deserves to be recognized. What is CPR? Cardiopulmonary resuscitation, or CPR, is a first aid method you can perform on someone who is not breathing or whose heart has stopped. Who is supposed to perform CPR? Anyone can learn how to perform CPR. You don't need to be a medical practitioner. If you must perform CPR, try not to panic. No doubt a person's life could be saved by performing CPR. You could save a friend's or family member's life if you are trained in CPR. Mouth-to-mouth breathing is also part of CPR. The goal is to maintain blood and oxygen flow to the brain and other critical organs until more specialized care is available. When should I start CPR? Start CPR right away on someone who is unconscious when the person is not responding. Number 2, not breathing or breathing strangely, e.g. grunting or gasping for air. How to administer CPR to adults. Take these actions before beginning CPR. To help you remember the initial letter of each stage, use this acronym Doctors ABCD, DRS ABCD. Letter D stands for danger. Verify that both you and the individual receiving CPR are safe in the area. Don't endanger others or yourself. Letter R stands for responds. To get a response, squeeze their shoulders and ask them loudly for their name. The letter S stands for send for help or request for assistance. If no one answers, try calling 000 and requesting an ambulance, or have someone else call on your behalf. Remain with the person at all times. Letter A stands for airway. Check for food, vomit, blood, or loose teeth when you open their mouth and look up into their nose and throat. If they have anything in their mouth, put them in the recovery position. Eliminate any evident obstructions. By elevating their chin and gently tilting their head back, they can open their airways. Letter B stands for breath, confirming that they are breathing. Take 10 seconds to look, listen, and feel. To see if their chest is rising and falling, place your palm on their stomach, your ear on their lips, and so on. If their breathing is normal, put them in a recovery position. Continue to be with them. Frequently check their breathing until assistance arrives. Start CPR if their breathing is irregular. Letter C stands for CPR. Adults require 2 breaths after every 30 chest compressions. Continue doing CPR until assistance comes or they begin breathing on their own. The most crucial aspect of CPR is performing chest compressions. Chest compressions should be initiated as soon as you ask for assistance. Letter D stands for defibrillator. If there is an automated external defibrillator, AED, available, attach it to the person. When getting an AED, do not stop compressions or leave the patient alone. Pay attention to the voice instructions. How to perform adult chest compressions. Lay the individual on their back on a solid surface, such as the ground. Bend down next to their chest. In the middle of their chest, place the heel of your hand on the lower portion of their breastbone. Interlock your fingers, then place your other hand on top of your first. Take a position that puts you above their chest. To apply direct pressure to their chest, maintain your arms straight and use your entire body weight. They should squeeze 1/3 or so of their chest. Let go of the pressure. 1 compression is when you press down and then release. Make 30 compressions. How to give an adult mouth-to-mouth. Tilt the head and elevate the chin to clear the person's airway. Put a single hand on their brow or head crown. To tilt their head back, place your other hand beneath their chin. Using your thumb and index finger, pinch the soft area of their nose. You can use your fingers and thumb to open their mouth. Inhale deeply, then cover their mouth with your lips to create a tight seal. Watch to see whether their chest rises as you gently blow into their mouth for around 1 second. Move your lips away from theirs. Wait for their chests to descend. Keep your ear out and look for signs of air expulsion. Maintain the raised chin and tilted head posture. Breathe again and follow the previously indicated instructions. You've now drawn in 2 breaths. If their chest does not rise, examine their mouth once more and clear any obstructions. To open their airway, make sure their chin is up and their head is angled. Verify that the person's nose is closed to prevent air from quickly escaping and that your mouth and theirs are sealed together. Repeat after inhaling once more. In conclusion, you have seen a remarkable story of bravery and heroism. It's so amazing what young people can do in moments of crisis. CPR and mouth-to-mouth techniques are extremely important. Everyone should strive to learn and master them. You never know when they will be needed. If you find value in the content we provide on this channel, give it a thumbs up, and please leave a comment down below regarding your thoughts about CPR techniques. To get the latest update, kindly hit the subscribe button. Thanks for watching. See you in the next video.